Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen with a video looking at the 3.8.0 PTU patch notes and state of the PTU. We'll look at patches O and P and focus on the current performance and issues with the latest P patch because that's the one I've played and I didn't actually play O, but we've got the updates that were in there. So we'll start with the updates in the O build. They've updated sound effects and ambience at junk sites. There's been further polish pass done to the Planet Tech V4. They've tweaked boost camera shake so it's not so extreme. Bug fix wise, their using of emotes on elevators and Grimhex should no longer cause players to fall through. The quantum drive on the Constellation series should now be swappable. The Lancet mining laser should no longer fire straight down when in use. ArcCorp Riker Memorial Spaceport, restricted areas should no longer trigger a warning above the player when a restricted area isn't present. Ships that have previously been impounded should no longer have a high chance of disappearing when going into Quantum. Players should no longer be able to duplicate harvestables when dropping them on the ground. Players should no longer become uncontrollable when going into EVA. There should no longer be extreme frame stalls when riding trains at Lawville. Players should be able to purchase commodities at all outposts and rest stops now, which is obviously an incredibly important one. The enemy AI inside 890 jump should now consistently engage the player. Again, a really important one for that 890 jump mission. Filling the Caterpillar with cargo should no longer cause significant frame rate drops for those nearby. The Drake Cutlass backdoor should no longer be offset. Cloudy storms should no longer be visible for one player and not the other one in the same location. Players should no longer get stuck when moving slowly into a no-fly zone. Planets and moons should no longer have graphical halo blur issues when viewing from a distance. That was weird with the colour diffusion in that. They've also fixed 5 server crashes, 3 client crashes, and 2 server deadlocks in that patch. But the most current patch at time of recording, the 3.8.0 P patch, also added a few things and fixed a couple of things. There's been a visual update on the dropped cargo blinking lights. All of the AI should now spawn for the unlawful clear UGF missions. Players should no longer experience a 30k 9 error drop loop after using bed logouts. It also fixed 2 client crashes, 3 server crashes, and a server deadlock. Non-mining vehicles should no longer be able to see mineable AR markers. So, in the future, we are going to be getting the ability to access and purchase various types of scanner for our ships, with some being focused at specific tasks or detection. So you'll potentially be able to have your Super Hornet being able to detect minables in the future, but they don't have those sort of scanner types in yet. Beyond scanning vehicles, such as the Mole, such as the Prospector, they can find and detect sort of minables, but other ships can't, is the idea currently, and then in the future, more scanners. There are still a good few known issues that CIG are working through before getting into a live build. Shop services may be slow to respond and process purchases. Elevators at Port Tressler and Everus Harbour may not show when called. Once a magazine is emptied with the Animus missile launcher, the player can no longer equip fresh magazines. The mission marker for black box recovery missions does not update when arriving at orbital mission locations. Multi-tool scanned minables remain on the player's HUD when the multi-tool is stowed. If the quantum travel marker is at the edge of a moon or a planet, you can ram the planet or moon, which is not great. Carryable mission items and boxes are falling through floors. The Sentinel is incorrectly labelled, the Harbinger, nameled. Wow, you got the idea of the word there. Purchased commodities will often not visually appear in a ship's hold. NBC beacon notifications will sometimes display an incorrect distance. AI ships can often get stuck in the middle of their motion and not advance further. Players may experience stalls in performance shortly after loading into Star Marine and firing weapons, and AI markers might sometimes be seen through walls in Star Marine as well. CIG, please fix the issues with the FPS weapons. Sometimes FPS weapons don't fire still, and sometimes they drop from your hands. If you have a mission like the A90 Jump Clear mission, where it is largely you clearing out AI and NPCs, then you want to be able to use your weapons consistently. I found that the latest PTU patch, however, is pretty stable. I've yet to experience a disconnect or crash, but I've only played for a couple of hours, and I know that people earlier in the day, a few hours ago, were complaining a lot about 30k errors, disconnects, and crashes. So I don't know if it's the time I got on, or if they're still stress testing, or if it's been resolved. It's the same frame rate-wise for me as well. It's pretty great, but earlier in the day, people were certainly complaining of lower frame rates for this P patch. Conversely, some people said it was the best patch they've had for frame rates, so there's obviously some investigation that needs to be done there. Planet Microtech is actually pretty empty for actual gameplay content, beyond being a tourist destination currently. I'm not sure if they're planning to add outposts or missions to it for 3.8 Live. It doesn't appear to be actually set up for it at the moment, but It might be that they're going to add that in a minute, like later today or something, or it might be that something they're going to add with 3.9, which I think is more likely, with the additions of new Babbage's interior and that sort of stuff. There did seem to be a lot of NPCs everywhere as well, which was weird. In landing zones, they were sort of like lining up, not really moving, but there was a huge amount of them. Again, potentially stress testing. The plan is to have a live build out ASAP for 3.8, but that could be this weekend, or it could be slightly closer to Christmas now. It's possible as well, but they might push to live and then hotfix some of the issues that they hadn't fixed in time. They do want to get it out ASAP though. But I'm interested to know what you think. Have you been playing the latest PTU P-patch? How stable has it been for you? Do you think we'll get the live build this weekend, or are there too many bugs to fix? Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. We do have a ship giveaway each month for December. It's for a Carrack, the Mighty Explorer. You just have to comment on one of my videos during the month to be in for a chance of winning that. More details below. Also, if you're looking for a VPN or password manager, Nord have you covered. Shadow as well, they're an amazing way of having a gaming PC, sort of like super high spec, without the giant costs associated with that. You can have it as a subscription service and leverage the power of your internet to stream a gaming PC to you. Ooh, bam. With any of those, use the code BoredGamer to get a discount or follow the links below.